as many as I can find. So let's have some fun. Yeah, like for real tripping. Also, his name's Eduardo. So who is Bruno? I feel confused. Y'all, this movie is god awful. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to finish it. Like, I'm trying to commit to the bit, but it's so bad. The wigs are atrocious. Y'all, I feel so confused. I think she's dead. What happened with this movie? This movie just went real off the rails, y'all. I guess this is the end. I'm enjoying. That's Beauty. She's very pretty. She's very blonde. These are her sisters. She's got 2 brothers. I ain't seen the daddy yet. Mom's probably no longer with us. They always get rid of the moms. So I'm gonna watch this one, Pana on Netvor, and then I'll report back and I'll let y'all know how it is. Hi, it's me, Camila Rose. Welcome back to a 185 Insane update. We have week 10. We're updating for week 10. We're now in week 11. We have 3 more weeks before we are done with this quarter. And we just finished the month of August. So we're gonna do the week 10 update and we're going to do the month of August wrap up for our 185 Insane. Well, let's get into it because I feel like everybody kind of knows about what this is about. So for our writing for week 10, I have an announcement. I finished all the content for my Venus Intensive. Which means I finished on Wednesday. I wrote 91 words on Thursday. Basically what that means is that I haven't been writing in the Venus Intensive. I have been wanting to edit. I did take a couple of days off though to like give myself a little bit of a break to just let my mind rest, to work on the outline for my other work. So that's been where my time and energy has gone. So you'll see a definite shift in the numbers for week 10. So for the Venus Intensive, I wrote 518 on that Sunday, 501 words on Tuesday, 527 on Wednesday, and that's when I was like, oh, I think I'm done. As you know, last week I was really struggling with writing, but I also had a very busy week last week. And then this time I was like, oh, I think it's because I'm finished. Now, I did have a goal of finishing all of the content by September 1st, so I was on track for all of that. And then by that Thursday, when I was editing some of it, I ended up adding in another 91 words. My total for the week for writing was 1,637 words for the Venus Intensive. That did mean that I shifted over a lot of my focus to my other 2 works, which used to just be 1 work, and then I decided I wanted to do 2. So I'm gonna do, I believe, a novella, which is 50,000. And then it's supposed to be a short story, but I'm looking at about 10K words for this one, maybe 15, but I want to keep it small. Okay, I did 504 words on Sunday, 549 on Monday, 555 on Tuesday, 551 on Wednesday, 193. Thursday was just like a done deal for me. I think my brain was just fried that day. Then I did 1,066, so I combined those 2 on Friday, and then I did 1,562 / 553. For a total for those 2 works for 5,533. My total for the week was 7,170, which gives me a 102% of meeting my goal of 7,000 words a week. Now, as I'm shifting over to do that, because the short story obviously will be written pretty quickly, the novella will take more time. I will probably be wrapping all of these up. I don't think I will get to a point where I'm still gonna have to write 7K words a week by the time I've reached the end of this 6 months. So all that will shift towards editing at some point, and it will shift towards like completing the other goal parts of this insane 185. So I'm really excited. I'm excited about having finished the Venus Intensive. I have to edit, and like I really have to lock into the editing, and I need to edit the Night Ritual, which is the working title for my finished novel. So that's kind of where we are with that. I did a little bit of editing for that one, not a lot, because I was doing so much of like finishing up the writing for the Venus Intensive first edition, because I know that I will be adding more content. I want to do a second edition next year with some added pieces, and I might get up to like maybe the third edition, depending on like what I find I want to add to the text. So I did content 6 out of 7 days. The day that I didn't do content was Tuesday, which I have to make myself do some content today. I'm recording this on a Tuesday, and I know what I skipped, and I know why I skipped it. It was the Mars Intensive, and I just didn't know what to write. I didn't know what to write. I didn't know what to put up. I would usually like to record a video. I didn't know what I wanted to record. It's been a really interesting kind of moment with that. I did 7 out of 7 days for the work 2 hours a day. I've done my weightlifting. I did 3 of the days for weightlifting. I did not do them on the days I was supposed to though. I didn't do anything on that Sunday. I did my makeup on Monday. I did it on Wednesday. I didn't do Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. So I'm trying to get that schedule back on track. I ended up getting off a little bit again, but I'm hoping that I'll be, you know, back together for the rest of this week. Then for miles, 5 days, 4 miles, 5 days. I did Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, my usual. I did my Stanley, 7 out of 7. I took my vitamins all week. I did tuning forks. This one's a good one. I did 5 days of tuning forks out of the 7. Last week I only did 2, and the week before that I only did 1. I don't know why. I set them on my mantle, and I just come in for my run, walk over to the mantle, do some tuning forks, do some water, drink some water. Maybe have a little something to eat. If not, then like right after that, and I take my shower and everything, I come in and I take my vitamins. That's been working so much better for me to actually do all those things, is that it's just really easy. Like, it's a really easy path for me to follow. So I did 5 out of 7 for the tuning forks. On Friday, I went to a yoga class. Yeah, I'm so excited. I teach yoga, but I'm also supposed to attend yoga classes at least once out of the month. My goal is 2 times a month. And I went ahead and went to a yoga class on Friday, 6 a.m., got in there, got it done. Here's the thing though, I have found that when I'm taking these yoga classes, I get this like pain in my back. I don't know what that's about. When I teach them, I don't have it, but when I take them, I do. So I don't know what's happening there, but I do know that I'm like, I'm scheduled to take a yoga class tomorrow morning, so that if I can do Wednesday mornings instead of Friday, so I can do my long walks on Fridays, and then do Wednesday every other week. That will reach my 2 times a month, and it will also give me time to like rest and just really work well with my schedule. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go and do that, but we'll see. Okay, so I did my yoga class, and I did my running 4 days out of the week, and I'm progressing through my running training, and I'm feeling really good about that. My knee hurt a little bit this morning, but like last week was pretty good. Last week was a run 3 minutes, walk 2 minutes. This week I'm doing run 3 minutes, walk 1 minute. So I'm just progressing through that to get to that running completely for a full 5K. For personal and socials, I did before 9, I did 6 out of 7. Friday, I think I had accidentally clicked on it because I was going to do some editing. And then on after 9, I did everyone but I think it's that Thursday. And I think I had clicked on it accidentally. I do count that if I accidentally click on it and have to like close it out. I don't know why. I just feel like I want it to be, it's my perfectionism coming through. And of course I read for 30 minutes because I've been reading. I have been on a reading spree. My numbers were pretty good. I felt really good. At the end of the week, I felt very accomplished. Feeling good heading into week 11, and then we have 11, 12, and 13. But I'm feeling really good about that. Let's do the closing for the month of August. So I did the total, how many miles I've gotten in for the month. Roughly I do an average about 26 to maybe 30 miles a week. For the month, I did a total of 123.6 miles in the month of August, which I thought was pretty cool. And then for the amount of words I wrote for the Venus Intensive, I wrote a total of 20,194. For my split between my next 2 works, I did a total of 10,808 words. For my total word count written in the month of August, I did 31,002 words. I always say, because you know, people are like, well, how do you get the writing done and this and the other? When I wrote my novel, which ended up at about like 123,000 or something like that, it's over 100,000 words. When I got to my novel, I just did 1K a day. I was like, if you write 1K a day, just keep writing until you get done. And I say, you know, I'm like, if you write 1K a day, in 50 days, you'll have written 50K, you know, and that's either halfway through for your novel, or that is, or, you know, maybe even more than halfway if you're only going to write maybe like 80,000 words. But if you're looking at over 100,000, then that's halfway through for your novel. If you're writing something shorter, or you're just trying to get something like down, that could be your complete work. So just do that 1K a day. And I like having multiple works because it gives me something to flip to. If I'm just, the words are not flowing, maybe I'm feeling a blockage, maybe I'm feeling just something is not clicking, something's not going. So 1K a day is a way. I will firmly just hold on to this. And a lot of times, if I want to keep going, I might go a little bit longer, but I don't push myself to do so, because then I'm like, ooh, I'm going to end up the next day not wanting to write at all because I wrote so much the previous day. I do want to do another one of those sprints though. I did where I set aside for 3 days, like 4 hours, where I was like, you are just going to write for these 4 hours. And that was really helpful in getting me through the slog for the Venus Intensive. I feel like if I did that though, and I did it for my new 2 works that I'm doing, I would finish those in like 2 weeks. And then it'd be like, well, what am I working on? Well, I'd just be editing, which I think is really important, because I think I find that I want to write more things so that it's like I don't have to edit and then I don't have to publish. So I think it's writing is a little bit like adding new works and doing this and doing that and taking these ideas and putting them out there. I think is a little bit of a form of avoidance in actually completing the text that I'm writing. So I am not picking up anything else. When I get done with these next 2 works, it's like I'm just going to sit down and edit. I'm just going to edit. All of my time is going to go towards editing so I can get these out and published. For socials, I did go and look up some of my social stuff because I was like, I don't know what other things I can look and see like what my totals were for the month. For socials, I did on Facebook 127 stories. I did 54 reels because, as you know, I post 3 pieces of content. Instagram, I did 149 stories and I did 59 posts. So I feel pretty good about those numbers. I don't really know what I would think that I would want them to be. I mean, obviously, I technically should be posting about twice on there, so it would be 60 to 62 total. For my vitamins, I did 30 out of the 31 days. I only missed that one day, that Friday, where I was just getting ready for my training. For tuning forks so far, I've only done 11 out of 31. I think I'd like to really increase that. I'd like to see that get up to at least like 20. 30 would be better, but I don't feel like that's realistic. I think 20 would be something I could do. Yoga, I only did 1 class, only hit half of my goal. I'd like to get 2 classes in this month. For running, I did running 17 out of 31 days. To me, that's where I need to be at. I need to just do 4 days of running out of the week, and then 5 days total of walking 4 miles. And then reading, I did 31 out of 31. I think my reading is my favorite one that I've done so far. I think I want to do a little bit more tracking for what I'm reading. I definitely need to do a wrap up for what I read in the month of August, and I need to talk about what I am reading in the month of September. But I do have another video. I just posted a video that was about reading, what I was reading, and then I posted a video about what I already finished. Or no, I did what I finished, and I have what I'm going to be reading that's coming up next week. That is it. That's my August. I feel pretty good. I feel like I did really well. I'm enjoying seeing my little tracker nice and filled up. I got my tracker going for the month of September. So thanks for watching. If you're doing a challenge, let me know how it's going. Let me know what you want to improve. I don't have a lot of notes for the last week, for that week 10. I think I just want to see how week 11 goes. And my only, I guess my last thing is I need to do some clothes shopping. I need to get some stuff for the winter, fall, winter, to keep me warm and things like that. So if you have any recommendations for running gear for the fall/winter, please let me know because I'm looking. And that's gonna be it, y'all. I'm all finished. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. It was great getting to chit chat with y'all, and I will see y'all later. Bye.